Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to the Harry Potter book tag. Just in case, before I discovered officially that I was a Ravenclaw, I got Gryffindor socks. And I'm still part Gryffindor, I think. I think we're all a combination of all four houses, but it's another video discussion. This is the Harry Potter book tag. I was tagged by my lovely Italian friend, Italiana. Bell'amica. Ola Quinn. Ola's a super sweet friend. She's super active on Booktube, AuthorTube. Not AuthorTube, no. She should write though. She's got an interesting insight. If you want to know what it's like to be a reader of sci-fi fantasy, that's your jam, and be in Italy and what hell it can be to get books, by all means check her channel out. She's cool. She's cool. So, everything you ever wanted to ask me on Harry Potter. Original video was by Daisy. I'm not sure which Daisy. Sorry for not checking. But life, time. I've got a lot of life, but not a lot of time. So let's leave it at that. It's 14 questions. So let's just dive in. Favorite book? Always between Prisoner of Azkaban and Order of the Phoenix. I did enjoy Goblet of Fire a lot, but it's always between those two. I would lean more towards Azkaban simply because, I don't know, it's a bit more whimsical. It's not as dark or as tragic as Order of the Phoenix, but Order of the Phoenix I think is one of the most complete books in the series. I love all the books, by the way, even Chamber of Secrets, which people go like, oh my god, it's like the worst. Then, even if it's not your favorite, it's still a pretty good book. Second, favorite movie? I think the same. I think Prisoner of Azkaban is the most stylized one. It does depart a lot from the book in certain aspects, but it makes for a good movie, and I'm always for that. I don't necessarily need the book and the movie to be identical. I just need whatever medium it is to make the best use of it. And I honestly think that Prisoner of Azkaban does the best use of a movie medium, followed by Order of Phoenix, and then it kind of gets murky because I do love the first two films, especially the first one. The first one is super, super sweet. And I like the approach from the first one. It gets a lot of crap, and I go like, why? It's fantastic. Least favorite book? I would say Chamber of Secrets, just because it feels like filler. It's not a bad filler, but it does feel like filler, and the only thing that it drives forward is, I don't know, the Chamber of Secrets, and it doesn't really move the plot forward as much as the others do. If you see Prisoner of Azkaban, you have the introduction of Sirius Black. If you have Goblet of Fire, the whole Triwizard Tournament, Cedric situation, Order of Phoenix, again Sirius Black, full-on Voldemort mode. Half-Blood Prince. I think Half-Blood Prince is very underrated, by the way. I think it's the most underrated book. I'm not sure if that's one of the questions, but we'll keep on going. Parts that make you cry. Sirius Black, Hedwig, Dobby. And with Dobby, twins, man, that one got to me. That one really got to me because I actually went, friends from life, two twins. One of them I actually went out with, and she unfortunately passed away, and that funeral is one of the most brutal things that I've ever seen. To be separated from a sibling is hard. To be separated from a twin, yeah, that really got to me. Question number 5. If you could hook up with any of the characters, who would it be? Still got the cough, but it's a bit better. Temptation to say any of the typical characters is there, I'm gonna say Tonks. I think Tonks was pretty fun. She was kind of tomboyish, kind of badass, a lot of fun. And again, I think people really look past her sex appeal. And apart from that, any other answer is kind of creepy. I'm creeping in on 39 and saying that I was into Hermione or Luna is kind of messed up. It's, regardless, so I don't know if I'm into S&M and Bellatrix Lestrange. Question number 6, favorite character. Tricky question. I'd say not picking of the typical ones, but I was a big fan of Lupin. I would have loved him as a teacher, and I think the complexities of Lupin are pretty interesting. I really like it. Obviously, Dumbledore is a complex character. Professor McGonagall is a bit more straightforward. Harry is obviously one that people are going to gravitate, but he's going through hormones and changes, and he's being a teen. Ron has his shitty moments. Hermione might be my favorite character or my most consistent one, or maybe Luna, because I like that they're both strong female characters in an atypical way of being a strong character. I like that. Hermione's the one that always, it's Velma. It's that Velma complex that to me is so appealing. A woman with brains shall always be appealing, or someone who's quirky and into their own thing and confident in their own skin. I think that's what's appealing of both those characters in terms of their personalities. Hermione, even being a geek and a mudblood, she was comfortable in her skin. Luna was beyond comfortable, and I think that's what's so appealing about her. And Dobby reminds me of my dog Bailey. Bailey could be a bit naughty sometimes, but you always forgave him because those eyes. He would also steal my socks, so he might have been part house elf. What would your Patronus be? I did take the test on Pottermore. I was like, yeah, the website, whatnot. And I already mentioned Bailey, and my Patronus is a Basset Hound. Bailey was a Basset Hound. That dog, I've cried all of my dogs intensely, but that dog really, it's something that I can't say I'll ever get over, because we had 8 dogs. Between those 8 dogs, the ones that were allocated to me were Randy, which is the patriarch, the first dog that we ever had, and Tina. Tina started being off Dad's dog, and then she kind of became my dog. We had a really great relationship. Smartest dog I've ever had. Most refined dog I've ever known. Randy was first my brother's, and then he became mine when my brother moved out. I still can't see a bunched up pair of pants without thinking about him. But Bailey was mine, and he was all mine. And I miss him every day. Sometimes more than others, and I'm gonna try not to choke up. But when I saw that Pottermore put a Basset Hound as my Patronus, I was like, whatever the website says goes. Which of the Deathly Hallows would you choose if you could pick one? The invisibility cloak, so I could hide and write. Even during work hours. What house would you be in? I was sorted into Ravenclaw, and it's the most overlooked house. A lot of people say that they were cowards because in the Battle of Hogwarts, a lot of Ravenclaws fled, but not all of them did. And you're fascinated by creativity and intellect and research and thinking and stuff, and that really resonates with me, because I think that I would be a Raven Puff. I think creativity can lead to kindness and a better world, and can open doors to practice better empathy, because by role playing and putting yourself into people's shoes, that requires ingenuity and intellect and creativity, and I think that it's very powerful. And who knows? I wouldn't mind representing Ravenclaw as best as I can. Question number 10. If you could meet any member of the cast, who would it be? Alan Rickman, rest in peace. I think he was he's the type of human that you see him in interviews and how he conducted himself, and it's like, yeah, that, and he could be the best villain. Even better, way better than Snape. Snape was epic, but complex character. But Hans Gruber and the Sheriff of Nottingham, both those roles were stellar. But he was just a really lovely guy. Maggie Smith, I think it would be cool to meet her. I don't know. Obviously, I'd love to meet Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe. I think they're both really interesting young people that are doing really interesting things with their lives. Emma Watson, I'd be more interested than Daniel, possibly because of her philanthropic things, but Daniel seems like an interesting character. He's gone through some stuff, and substance abuse, and he's come out, I think, a better actor and a better human. So that he would also be I think he would be an interesting guy to engage in a conversation. Have I played any of the video games? No, that's amazing that I haven't, but no. I don't know. I'm afraid that they'll let me down if I'm completely wrong about this. Tell me the platform and the game, and I'll try to get a copy. Question number 12. If you were on the Quidditch team, what position would you be playing? I think I would be a chaser, honestly. I'm not much of a beater. I'm not much of a seeker. But a chaser, yeah, that kind of feels right. Were you happy with the ending? I was happy with the ending. I think it was a typical climax, but I think it was done in a good way. Not everyone made it. It was real in that sense, because in life not everyone makes it, and some losses really hurt. And we all dream and hunger for good to triumph against evil, especially during these times where we see a lot of funky stuff going on, and the bad guy getting away and sleeping soundly. That's kind of weird. And how much does Harry Potter mean to you? I've mentioned this before. I'll mention it again ad nauseum, and I don't care. I'm very thankful for Joanne being resilient and stubborn enough to pursue the dream of publishing the Wizarding World. It came at a time in my life where I needed magic. I've mentioned it before and I'll repeat it. Dad had passed away. I was kind of lost. And I'm not gonna say that Harry Potter helped me find my way, but it did give me some sorely needed magic. And I think we need that. I think we need magic and a good story that we can relate to. And I believe in the power of story and storytelling, and how it can change the world. I try to do my best with the stories that I put forth, with different intentions, be they to invite people to question different things, or to think about things, or just to smile and giggle. So yeah, those are the 14 questions. I won't tag anyone. I have no right to tag people. I still have like 15 tags to do. But if you so feel inclined to do this tag, please give me a shout out so I can watch the video, and I will gladly also share it on social media, because I might be a muggle, but I like magic. So I might be a mudblood? Who knows? I'm half Puerto Rican, half Cuban, so I'm a Caribbean mudblood. Anywho, hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I am an author. If you hadn't gathered, I'm doing this because people insist. Dude, remember to promote your work. I'm gonna get the first book that I find, and it is Given to Fly. Super smooth editing will not be done. This is my latest book. It is Given to Fly. It is a middle grade book about a boy who dreams about flying, and he realizes that the house that he just moved in has no magic because it's all next door. It's pretty whimsical, has no violence. I had a lot of fun writing it, so if you feel so inclined, check the links down below. Until next time, peace, love, and Mikey Rose.